Quỳnh Dung xin kính chào quý khán giả của đài truyền hình SBTN Đốc Châu. Kính thưa quý vị, ngày Viêm gan thế giới hay còn gọi là tuần lễ nâng cao nhận thức về bệnh viêm gan là một sự kiện thường niên được tổ chức tại Úc Đại Lợi nhằm giúp đỡ cho cộng đồng nâng cao nhận thức của mình về bệnh viêm gan, căn bệnh đã giết chết hàng triệu người trên thế giới. Thưa quý vị, để tìm hiểu thêm về sự kiện này cũng như là để tìm hiểu thêm về bệnh viêm gan thì ngày hôm nay SBTN Úc Châu rất vinh dự được mời đến đây bác sĩ Liêu Vĩnh Bình là Chủ tịch Hội Y sĩ Việt Nam tại Úc Châu.
Kính chào cô Quỳnh Dung và kính chào tất cả quý vị khán thính giả của SBTN Việt Nam Úc Châu.
Đồng thời cũng có ông WA-EL SABRI, nhân viên phát triển cộng đồng của dịch vụ Đa Văn Hoá về HIV và bệnh viêm gan. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, and thanks for having me here. Thank you.
Đồng thời chúng tôi cũng mời được ông STUART LOVEDAY là giám đốc cơ quan bệnh viêm gan tại New South Wales. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you all for coming for our special interview today. Well, first of all, I think I should start with Mr. Loveday. Would you able to tell us a little bit more about Hepatitis Awareness Week or World Hepatitis Day?
Certainly. Well, World Hepatitis Day, it's the 7th World Hepatitis Day we have. They started in 2010. And it's an initiative endorsed by the World Health Organization to bring attention to the fact that hepatitis B and hepatitis C, which are both forms of viral hepatitis, are major health problems in the world. And the aims of World Hepatitis Day, which happens on 28th of July each year, are to raise awareness, to encourage people to be tested, to increase levels of treatment, and also to bring about increases in the rates of vaccination, because there is a lot you can do about hepatitis B. You can prevent it and you can treat it. So there's very good news available for people who are affected by it.
So what are the activities you usually have during the Hepatitis Awareness Week, if you could tell us?
There's a wide range of activities coming up next week on Sunday the 3rd of August at the end of Hepatitis Awareness Week here in New South Wales in Australia. We've got a major event in Saigon Place in Bankstown, Sunday the 3rd of August. But Hepatitis New South Wales has been fortunate to be able to provide funding to a range of community organisations throughout the state, and they will be running localised awareness-raising events. The main message in Hepatitis Awareness Week in Australia, this World Hepatitis Day, is if you have hepatitis B or if you have hepatitis C, do something about it. Go and get a liver health check, because that's the only way that you can prevent this unknown, in many cases, progression to more serious liver disease. And unfortunately, liver cancer is one of the fastest growing rates of cancer in Australia and elsewhere in the world. And that's because hepatitis B, for those people who have not been vaccinated, has progressed to a serious degree. So the message is, please go and get a liver health check from a doctor who is interested in working with people with hepatitis B.
Thank you very much. Well, I know hepatitis is one of the most dangerous virus, so maybe I should ask Mr. Sabri, what is the current hepatitis B situation around the world and in Australia?
All right, that's again a very important question, you see. As Stuart said, hepatitis B is quite one of the most, quite a dangerous virus, and it affects the liver. And in terms of the numbers, globally, there is more than 280 million people. I repeat, 280. I mean, that's a huge number. They are living with hepatitis B, and they are like living also with a chronic hepatitis B. And I think the doctor will talk about more what's chronic and what's acute. Also, another figure we have, like there are more than 700 deaths per year associated with hepatitis B virus every year. In Australia, we have, as from 2011, around 218 or 220,000.
It's a very big number of them.
Very big number. That is the people whom we know of. You see, our estimate is 220,000. That is in Australia. I just want to add a little bit about what Stuart said in terms of the importance of actually reaching the community, reaching the Vietnamese community or any other community. where I work with the multicultural HIV and hepatitis service, we place a lot of importance in terms of the relationship between culture and health. And we always say we need to be culturally appropriate. So our message, the main thing is we want to reach the Vietnamese community, we want to get to the families, we want people to start talking about these issues. Parents talk to their kids, grandparents talk to their loved ones, to start talking about these issues and not to be shy about it, because it's important. And that is what we want. We want to raise the awareness about these things, about this particular issue. And it's simple. As Stuart said, if you have any suspicion, go to your doctor and ask about a simple hepatitis B test. Another thing which I want to say, that what we do in relation to hepatitis B, apart from these programs, which they are really important to reach the community, we run also workshops. We go to the community and we bring them together. We invite doctors from those communities to actually come and talk to them for a couple of hours and have the questions, the answers, and so forth. We go to the different media and so on. But the main thing is to raise the awareness.
To raise up the awareness.
To raise the awareness. Thank you.
I think one of the really important things to note within the Vietnamese community is that hepatitis B is at very high rates. Around 12%, so 1 in 8 of Vietnamese-born Australians has hepatitis B. That's around 12.5% of the Vietnamese community. And that is a very, very high figure. So it is really, it's family business, as WA-EL points out. And WA-EL, I don't know if you mentioned just the figure relating to the number of deaths. Unfortunately, I think you might have said 700, it's actually 700,000.
That's good.
And in Australia, it's approaching something like 400 deaths. And unfortunately, because there were very few symptoms of chronic hepatitis B infection, people don't often notice that they've got Hep B. So for far too many people, by the time they realize something is wrong and they go to their doctor, it's too late. So that's why the message in this week is go and get your liver health checked, get your liver health assessed, so that you can stop that progression to more serious liver disease.
Another thing, if I may just add up, there is a vaccine for hepatitis B. But the thing is, we want to get to the people who already have it and they don't know about it. Because as Stuart said, sometimes it can be a bit too late by the time they discovered it, and we don't want to reach to that stage.
Right. So I guess to understand more about this disease and this question, I think I should ask Dr. Liêu. Dr. Liêu, maybe you could explain to the audience, what is hepatitis?
Hepatitis is the inflammation disease of the liver. So many causes of hepatitis, but the main cause, the main concern is the viral hepatitis. We got the viral hepatitis B and viral hepatitis C. That's the most deadly disease, as you already heard the number which Stuart and YN already present. And then hepatitis B, hepatitis B is caused by the virus. It's called inflammation of the liver, and as you know that this week, the coming week for the hepatitis B awareness week, we will have the very big promotion to let people, especially the Vietnamese community, understand how serious the disease. Because as Stuart said, the Vietnamese population is one of the highest risk for hepatitis liver disease. So I wish that after this program, all the audience will capture at least a few features about hepatitis, and then we'll come to our promotion event in Saigon Play on the 3rd of August.
Well, Dr. Liêu, you was mentioned about hepatitis B and hepatitis C, so I'm just wondering, how many types of hepatitis do we have?
Oh, that's very interesting. When I studied medicine about 30 years ago, more than 30 years ago, we only know hepatitis A and B, and the rest we call non-A and non-B. But now we got C, and we got D, we got E, and F, and G, we got a lot. But however, we only concentrate on B and C because B and C are the most deadly viral hepatitis, which we have to concentrate. And luckily, we got the, like YN say, we got the vaccine to protect people from hepatitis B at the moment. Also, we got the vaccine against hepatitis A. Why we don't talk much about hepatitis A? Because it's not as deadly as B and C.
Right. So what is the difference between hepatitis B and hepatitis C? If you could explain a little bit more about it.
Yeah, the hepatitis B and hepatitis C, they are different because they got genetically DNA different, and when the mode of transmission to the people a little bit different. For example, C mainly through the blood, and then people do use a drug or anything related to blood transfusion, they tend to get the C. And then for the B, more likely mother transmitted to children through the birth canal. So that is mainly important. And then the treatment is also different. The treatment of hepatitis C at the moment, we can kill the virus with the medication. But for the B, at the moment, we only can stop them progressing. So that the few main difference between the B and C.
Right. So I just have a little bit of the concern here. So how do we know if we have hepatitis B? What are the signs and symptoms of hepatitis B?
That is very, very important that the Stuart Loveday, the CEO of Hepatitis New South Wales, just said, he presented before, about the main concern is this one, is that we promote this one to let, how do you know you got hepatitis? Because you know that the hepatitis, they normally cause no symptom.
No symptom.
Until they got symptom, it sometimes means
too late.
Difficult to treat. So you have to concentrate on early detection and early prevention. As West said, we got the vaccine to protect people from hepatitis B. Why don't you come to do the liver health check? Like Mr. Loveday say, we do the liver health check with your family doctor. It's just very simple blood test. And then we will know whether you got the viral infection or not. If you got it, you continue to be monitored and to use drug treatments from time to time if it's needed. For if you don't have it, you are lucky. You should see your doctor to get the vaccination to protect you. Normally, only simple 3 needles within 6 months. Most of it can protect you for the whole life.
Can I ask one another question? How long does it take for a person, to actually those symptoms come up?
Oh,
yeah. How many years?
Sometimes it takes many years, 10 years, 20 years.
20
but
years.
Normally, but normally, the early symptoms sometimes it's very, very difficult to differentiate between hepatitis and all the illness. Like you got lethargy, malaise, you feel indigestion, and you feel like a flu-like a symptom, and sometimes you got the liver pain in the liver area. All of these symptoms you can get with any other disease.
Right.
So that's why you can't tell whether you got hepatitis B or not by only symptom.
Right.
I have another concern here. Does that mean that anyone needs to go and actually test for hepatitis B? Anyone?
I think at the moment, we don't say that the total number, the old population should go to test it, but the high-risk population, like the Vietnamese community,
Yes.
everyone should come to see their family doctor and be tested.
Yes.
Very simple test. And then it's very, very important because it can save your life.
Exactly.
That exactly, yes.
Can I add one thing
Sure,
here?
please do.
Thank you, Cecilia. When Dr. Liu said about it is from mothers to child, we need to actually be aware the mother must be infected with hepatitis
That
B
is right.
for it
That is
actually
right.
to go to the newborn. And also, another transmission point can be through using common household things like razors, like nail cutters even, because the hepatitis B, you can't see the virus, and it can live outside the body. And if we use the same item, especially if we suspect that one of our loved family members is having that, we need to be careful about that. And that's when I go back to the importance of actually talking about it among the family. And if you have any suspicion, please go and see your doctor.
So what are the other what are the other health issues that people with hepatitis B need to be aware with? Like,
I think it's really important that people with Hep B eat a balanced diet, reduce their alcohol consumption, because alcohol itself can cause inflammation of the liver. So hepatitis, as Dr. Liu said, means inflammation of the liver, and that can be caused by a number of things. It can be caused by a virus, it can be caused by alcohol. So a sensible alcohol consumption, the Australian standard guidelines, which are quite low, certainly no binge drinking. But just picking up on a point that you made, WA-EL, just in case there are women who have hepatitis B who are thinking of having children. That's okay, go ahead and do that, but be aware that there is a protective vaccine for your baby when they're born, and it needs to be given within a very short period of time after the baby's birth, called immunoglobulin injection. And that can prevent the baby from getting hepatitis B. So really important to liaise with your doctor, and that's the main message that we've got this whole week.
Yeah, thank you. So we've been talking about how to treat with hepatitis B. So is there any ways that we can reducing the risk of hepatitis B? Like, is there any?
Yeah.
The main thing is to be tested, and if you've got hepatitis B, be aware of that fact. Manage all of those potential blood-to-blood contact kind of things. Hepatitis B is also sexually transmitted as an adult. But one of the key differences between hepatitis B and hepatitis C is that if you get hepatitis B as a baby, you stand a very high chance, around about 95%, of going on to develop chronic or ongoing hepatitis B infection. If you get hepatitis B as an adult, on the other hand, through blood-to-blood contact or through sexual transmission, then you only stand about a 5% chance of going on to develop chronic or ongoing hepatitis B infection. So the difference there is big. Vaccination is the key. So the message for people, for family members of people with hepatitis B, is that to protect yourselves and to protect other members of your family, get that hepatitis B vaccination. Really important.
Please. Can I just add to the question of Cecilia about how to stop spreading? And then especially for the Vietnamese community in Australia, or particularly important in Vietnam, because the Vietnamese community, they got a little bit bad habit is that they don't like to use condom for especially when they go to to go outside for sex. And that is one of the main reason why we got so high ratio of transmitted hepatitis B between people to people. And then when the husband got it, they go home to have sex with wife, and then that's why the Vietnamese wife normally very, very good. stay home, but the husband bring the germ back to her, and then she will transmit it to her child. So that's why we got such a very high number of the Vietnamese population catch hepatitis B. I hope that this is the message, and then all the men, especially the Vietnamese men in Australia or in Vietnam, have to be aware of this type of transmission and then try to stop it.
I see. Thank you. Would you like to ask anything?
Yeah, I just wanted to add also about when you asked the question in terms of how can we prevent that, you see. Apart from all the stuff which Stuart and Dr. Liu said, when the person goes and have a test, and if they discover that they have hepatitis B, there is treatment to keep them healthier and to avoid the liver cancer and liver damages if we discover it early enough. You know, there is no cure. If you have it, there is no cure. Hopefully the cure will be discovered, but at the moment we don't have it. I want to emphasize that hepatitis B cannot be transmitted through social contacts. Like you don't get it when you go and shake hands. You don't get it when you go and hug someone or give them a kiss, or through sharing food or swimming pool or any of that kind of stuff. It has to be from blood to blood. Apart from, as we talked before, that some small items of hepatitis B can live outside the body, but the skin must be cut for it to enter. Am I correct?
So you're talking about
if you can go and touch someone, I won't take it from Dr. Lee. You see what I mean? So we need also to emphasize not to kind of be so fearful to the point that you will not go and touch your friends. So you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you were talking about the virus, so I just wanted to know that how long can the virus live outside the body? Like for
7 days.
7 days. Oh, right. So if people want to know more about hepatitis, where can they go and get the information, all this information about hepatitis B?
Well, there's a really good website in Australia which has resources about hepatitis B in Vietnamese and about hepatitis C for that matter too, and that is WA-EL's organisation, which is www.mhahs.org.au. That's www.mhahs.org.au, and there's also an information line, 1300 437 222, and through that people can also access interpreter services. So that will get through, so wherever you're phoning from in Australia, that will get you through to your local state or territory hepatitis organisation, 1300 437 222.
So thank you very much for all your information. So before we end the interview here, do you want to send, do you have anything else to say to the audience if you want?
Dr. Liu, you mentioned that you did your medical training about 30 years ago.
Yep.
You probably would have heard then of the term that people with hepatitis B can be healthy carriers. Recent medical knowledge has advanced and there is no such thing anymore as a healthy carrier. So if you have Hep B, please go and get your liver health checked, because there are times when you might need treatment and there are times when you might not need treatment. The only way to find out is through a blood test, a series of blood tests with your doctor. So do remember there's no such thing anymore as a healthy carrier. Everybody with hepatitis B needs to pay attention to their health all the time and be tested at least every 6 months, sometimes more often if required by your doctor. That's my final message.
Thank you very much. Dr. Liu, you want to add anything to?
Can I just tell the audience of SBTN that the message about hepatitis is very important, and we are very lucky we got Stuart Loveday, the CEO of Hepatitis New South Wales, and WA-EL, the Senior Communication of Multicultural Health and HIV Services. These two important gentlemen will be at the our great big function at Saigon Play on Sunday the 8th of on Sunday the 3rd of August from 10 to 4 p.m. He will answer all your questions. If you don't have chance to ask today, because hepatitis is very important, but for the Vietnamese community, this is the most important, because I think almost all of the audience of SBTN listen to this program today, more or less will already heard about some people already die of hepatitis liver disease. So very important, not only for you, but for your family member. Not only you catch the disease, even you don't catch the disease, it's important too. You have to prevent it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I just want to thank you very much for having us here, and this is really an excellent opportunity for us. And I want to thank the audience now you are listening to us. And I want to say one thing, that it is not to be fearful, it is manageable, and all together we can do something about it. It's simple. It is really simple, and I encourage you, and I don't want to repeat what Stuart and Dr. Liu said, but we encourage you to actually do something about it. It can be done. We can all work together. Thank you very much for having me. That's excellent.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming in today and providing out all this amazing information. I believe through this program, many people in our community will have more understanding of how to be aware, prevent, as well as treatment with this disease. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Kính thưa quý vị, chương trình của chúng tôi đến đây xin được kết thúc. Hy vọng rằng những thông tin bổ ích vừa rồi sẽ giúp đỡ được cho quý vị cũng như là cho người thân của mình về cách làm sao để phòng chống, phòng ngừa và chữa trị cho căn bệnh viêm gan này. Một lần nữa, Quỳnh Dung xin cảm ơn quý vị đã chú ý theo dõi chương trình. Xin kính chào và hẹn gặp lại.
Thank you.
One in 8 Vietnamese people have hepatitis B.
Tran is 40 years old. She came to Sydney in 1981. She has 2 children. Her father died of liver cancer caused by hepatitis B. You could have it too. Chris is 18 years old. He goes to school in Cabramatta. He has 2 friends with hepatitis B. You could have it too. Hepatitis B causes liver cancer. You probably know someone who has it. It could be a friend, family, or even you. Regular checkups with your doctor can help. There is treatment for hepatitis B. You could have it too. Get tested today.
Speak to your doctor or call 13 11 20.